Welcome to EdScoop TV. I'm Wyatt Kash, and we're here with Lenny Schad. Lenny is the Chief Information Technology Officer for the Houston Public School District. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you here. Before we get started, just give us a current sense for the size and scope of your school district in terms of the students and faculty you serve and the size of the IT team that you're working with.
Okay, certainly. HISD is the seventh largest school district in the country. We have about 215,000 students. We have about 30,000 employees total. And my staff is probably around 150. So a big, large urban school district.
Yeah, big job to cover. Talk to us a little about some of the current priorities and major initiatives that you're undertaking as you kind of look ahead to the upcoming school year and perhaps a little bit beyond.
Yeah, I think we have four really exciting initiatives that were going on. One of them is a continuation of something that I started 4 years ago, really the district started 4 years ago. That's our Power Up initiative, where we have given a laptop to every high school student in HISD and they take those home. We're in our fourth year now, and we're going to really focus this coming year on a tighter integration between technology, curriculum instruction, and principal leadership. So all three of these people sit on the cabinet, and now we're coming together to really form a cross-functional team focused on how do we all three come together at the table and really take this to the next level. So I'm really excited about that because I think it truly is a district initiative. One can't be successful without the other. So having curriculum, technology, and principal leadership at the table, I think, will escalate us even further than we are right now. And we've done great things in the 4 years that we've had the devices out. The other thing that I think we've done a remarkable job with is interoperability. When I talk about Power Up initiative is more than about a device. Power Up is transforming instruction. And so part of that is a device, part of that is instructional practice, part of it is digital content. And so in HISD, fundamentally, we don't buy textbooks. Everything is digital. So we needed to have a very robust infrastructure that could house all this content available for students. And so we've been working for the last 2.5 years on interoperability, and we have over 2 million objects in our learning object repository for not only our high school students, but for all of our students K through 12. So I think we've done a great job blazing this trail. Publishers are now really coming to the table, understanding what this means, and the vendor community. Again, it's kind of that three-legged milk stool, and all of us have worked very hard over the last 3 years, so I'm really proud of that. The other thing that I think is on the horizon, it's not even on the horizon, it should be on everybody's landscape, is student safety, student privacy, data privacy. And we've been working a couple of years with organizations like Common Sense Media to help create an evaluative tool to rate applications for their digital safety, their privacy. We've been working closely with them. We're also working on our infrastructure, obviously, but the infrastructure can only prevent so much. We have to heighten the awareness, and that has to be with our teachers, with our students, and with our parents. So we're actually in HISD coming up with videos. And I came from the oil industry, and I remember every time I went out onto a rig, we had to do a safety video, right? Little 2-minute safety video, and we're incorporating that same kind of thing into HISD. So we've created little snippet videos. We actually have our students creating them. And the intent is that, you know, when a principal gets his staff together or her staff together, or they bring students together, that we pop these safety videos up to make you aware of what your privacy should be, what you should think about when you're going on all these different websites. So we're really excited about that, and I think it's groundbreaking in that there's only so much we can do from a technology perspective. We need to really focus on awareness. And the last thing that we're doing is we're implementing a new student information system. And so for those of you out in the audience that have implemented that, you know that those are the hardest systems in school to replace. And so we're excited. We finally got board approval Monday night to do that. And so we're going to be implementing a brand new student information system. I think the unique thing about this is we spent time figuring out what student information looked like inside our new digital ecosystem, because we have this new learning management system. We have a new finance system. We have a new data warehouse. What we didn't want to do is bring in a traditional student information system and do that work like we did 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So we did spent a lot of time with a committee made up of about 150 people visioning what our new data ecosystem should look like. And then we went out onto the market to see, are there vendors out there that could fit into our ecosystem and our vision for a data ecosystem, and we were successful. So we got some heavy lifting going on, but it's an exciting time in HISD.
Well, I'm sure it was a monumental moment to see the board pass that.
Yes,
So congratulations.
yes, thank you very much. Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about in the area of cybersecurity and privacy. We know that CoSN has just recently released some guidance for school districts. How do you see your district's efforts with cybersecurity evolving right now, and maybe what you've seen in the CoSN recommendations?
Yeah, I kind of have a luxury here in that I'm on the CoSN board. And I think one of the things that CoSN does an extremely good job at is looking out into the future, putting school districts in the place of proactivity rather than reactive. And I think that that's really important, especially in the fast-moving world of technology. And so, being a board member, I think we came together and really recognized student privacy, data privacy, security was only going to continue to pick up momentum, and we'd been looking at this for 2 years. And so really the work that we're doing in HISD is feeding off the product, the work product that comes out of CoSN, and really taking it to the next level. And the work that CoSN does is really foundational, gives you foundational elements and makes you think about things that you typically didn't think of. But then it puts it back on the district to say, we're going to give you pieces. You've got to put that together and figure out what's going to work with you, because each school district is very unique, right? Politics and just everything comes in. And so as a leader, you really have to take this great foundational information that CoSN gives you, like the student data privacy, and then figure out, okay, how do I leverage this and really put something in place? And that's what we've done at HISD. We took those basics, those fundamentals, and really figured out, okay, what would that look like inside HISD? And that's when we reached out to companies like Common Sense Media to say this rubric would be so important, because now I'm taking all of this knowledge that we want a teacher to have, but they're probably not going to have, and we're putting it into a tool. So just go look up your software package that you think you want to use in your classroom and see if it's been rated. If it's been rated, we're going to tell you whether it's a good tool or a bad tool. And so it's things like that, and these safety videos, they're starting to really pick up momentum that another couple school districts are going to start putting videos out there. And so what we're hoping is that we get this repository of student videos where every district doesn't have to reinvent this wheel, right? And so I think that, again, that's stuff that CoSN does, and that's things that CoSN really has in the best interest of a school system. So very, very proud to be a board member. Very lucky to leverage the work that this great organization puts out. So I see it from both perspectives.
Well, certainly we see the threat landscape continues to get more complicated.
It does.
And schools often don't have the luxury of having chief information security officers the way other enterprises often do. And so we certainly see this as an important step for our schools.
Yeah, and school districts, I've been in education since 2003. And one of the things that I noticed early on is that there were a lot of wheels being reinvented. And, I think that the power of an organization like CoSN is, it doesn't matter whether you're large or small, data privacy, data security is an issue we all have to be faced with. It's the networking opportunities where those districts who might not have those technical resources, they can reach out to bigger districts that have those resources, that have that expertise, that have that experience, and the sharing that goes on between those systems is powerful. So again, it's a networking opportunity for those places to come together, and maybe you don't have the staff or maybe you don't have the expertise. I guarantee you there's somebody in the CoSN network that has that and is more than willing to share it.
One last area of interest, CoSN recently also just introduced some guidance about migrating to the cloud, and was curious to see, beyond the applications that are common in the classroom that are already cloud-based, what additionally you're doing at HISD in terms of your infrastructure migrating to the cloud, how you're planning for that, and also how you're working with your IT team, because there's a change management factor that's not just a technology platform transition. So tell us a little about what you're doing on that front.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about some of the things that we have going on. Our learning management system is actually a cloud-based system. And so that was one of our first major forays into cloud computing. Our new student information system is going to be cloud-based as well. It's going to be hosted off-site. And so I think that this is a trend that it shouldn't be scary like it was 2 years ago. Certainly, I think you have to go into it with your eyes wide open. And what I'm seeing in HISD is it's even bigger than change management. It's organizational change management. Because the old thinking behind cloud computing was, I'm going to lose jobs, right? Like, so what I manage these servers, and now you're going to put them up in the cloud, so does that mean I'm losing my job? So there's a fear factor behind that. And so I think organizations, as they start to have these conversations, really have to go into it with that mindset that you're going to have people who are very fearful or not even understanding what it means. So we spend a lot of time just having conversations about, let's define cloud computing. Let's define what will make sense for HISD. Let's define the evolution, right? So I'm not going to throw everything into the hat, and let's build upon this and see how it works out, see what our lessons learned are. Move people's cheese, right? And repurpose. I mean, I have very technical people, as does every district in the country, and they shouldn't be fearful of the cloud environment. There's always going to be work from an infrastructure perspective. We're looking at it for our infrastructure. Certainly, the days of buying servers and buying memory and SAN computing, that is very expensive, and it's a cost that never goes away, right? You're always adding space, and you're always having to replace hardware. So we're looking at that as an avenue to really put that up into the cloud, and then it becomes less of an operational cost for us. We're looking at disaster recovery as well. You think about a district like HISD, we're in hurricanes.
Yes.
And so, we could be in a situation where our central administration building, which is where we house everything, that could have just wiped out. But everywhere else in our district, we're up and running, right? So how do you create a disaster recovery that says, okay, the main hub of our area is gone, or we could have the entire district down, right? And so that flexibility to deal with those different kind of disasters in a traditional disaster recovery is very expensive. I mean, we would be talking multi-million dollars. But in the cloud offering, it becomes very attractive and very easy to expand and collapse based on what kind of disaster that you're carrying, and I don't have to carry for the worst scenario. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at those areas. And then obviously we're looking at anytime, anywhere access for our students on everything that goes on. Whether that means the Google environment, the Google Cloud, whether we're looking at Office 365. I want our students and our staff to be able to get to the data that they need anytime and not be confined to the four walls. So cloud computing is pervasive. Mm-hmm. It's exciting. I think you have to go into it with the right attitude. It's a journey. And again, I think it's more than change management. I think it's organizational change management and really get into the emotional side of it first. And then you can really start to move things.
Great point. Well, Lenny, thank you so much for stopping by, sharing some of the things that you're working on at HISD, and also just congratulations again on getting some of these recent accomplishments.
Yes, thank you.
Get approved by your board. So it looks like lots to continue
lots
to follow
do.
up.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm Wyatt Kash with EdScoop TV. Thanks for watching.